going on, tribe? What's good? Right now I'm working on building the PC. I was gonna try to stream it and do it live, but it won't let me because the computer lags. So I'm gonna have to do little stuff like this, little bits and pieces. But I'm working on this right now. This is the one that I have, a Langcool 206. Lee is the brand. Airflow focused is what it says. We about to see. These are all the pieces that I have for the build right here. Right, I got a i9 Intel Core 12. Let me see, i9 12 900K LGA 1700 type processor. Got a 1 terabyte solid state drive, 32 gig RAM. Got a 4060 GeForce video card, 850 watts power supply. Got this sucker right now, the Asus motherboard. Right now I'm just looking at all the wiring real quick on the case, see how everything goes. Keep you guys updated as I go. All right, so here is the motherboard. I still have it in the casing. I just wanted to make sure how it was gonna sit in here. I'd rather do it while it's still in this intact. I like that this motherboard came with like this little kind of like organization case, so I threw out all the screws there so I can go at it. I got the layout here on the book that came with the motherboard that lets me know where everything goes. So those look like the mount points right there, 1 2 3 4 5 6, which correlates with the motherboard. And I'm also going by this as well because the case came with screws already, so I'm just going to use the ones that are appropriate to them. Just make sure that everything fits properly, that we don't have no issues. And there we go. Once it's installed, I will show you guys what that looks like. Shouts out to my brother Sante right there. He's watching me. He's on Discord right now, keeping me company as I do this. He's gonna get a webcam that I sent to him. I'm paying it forward. I'm actually, that's why I'm sending you the webcam, because my supervisor is hooking me up with the monitor mount for free. Like, he has an old one and he's just hooking me up. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pay it forward. And that's why when you told me you didn't have the camera, I was like, I got you, bro. I'll send you the fucking old camera I had. So, yep. So, yeah. This is about to get installed right now. I'll show you guys once it's in there. All right, one thing to note, if you guys are installing this, like, again, this is an Asus Prime Z790V AX. All right, the odds that you guys probably have the same one, who knows? But one thing to note is, like, once you actually have them lined up to like the mounting holes where they need to, it kind of like grooved itself into place in a way that it didn't snap in, but it kind of just locked itself in. So just a tidbit that might be something useful for you guys. You don't have to try to line up all the holes. Like, at some point it just locked itself right in. Record and then shine the light. Oh, that's so much better, so much smarter. Okay, here we go. I'm figuring this out as we go. Okay, so motherboard mounted at all 6 points. 1 2, we're looking at this black screw right there. 1 2 3. Let me get the light over there. Ooh, do not drop that. Oh, this might be perfect like that. Perfect. 4 5 and 6 is in that corner. Boom, right there. Now we're about to go and install the CPU next. This I already did it, but it legit says remove right there. Just lift it up and it come completely just came right off. Nothing crazy. So like a little, like it's clipped on there. So the next step is going to be putting in the CPU, which my buddy said he watches. Who you be watching? Toasty Bros. So he's been watching several videos of them. So I'm following their flow chart, I guess you could say, of installation. So this is gonna be the next thing that goes. LG8 1700, and this should be. That one says LG8 17. I guess, or 18, but boom, 17XX, which I assume means that the 1800 could go. If not, the guy at fucking Micro Center messed up, and I'm about to go murk his ass. I do want to preface, I should have probably mentioned this earlier, I did used to build PCs in high school before, so this should not be out of the range, but it's been
10 plus years, 15 plus years dating myself right now. So this lifts up, push down to the side. This part will lift up. This part swivels up. That allows you to put in your processor. I took my processor out of the box. This is what it looks like. It kind of just like lifts up, and then it's gonna go in right there. You have this side is the part that's going to make contact down there. Normally you're looking for this little triangle. I have to figure out where it goes. Give me a second. Okay, I found my triangle. So as we showed earlier, here's a triangle here on the actual processor, and then there's the triangle there on that part. So what we're gonna do is we'll lift this, we'll set this in there, we'll put this part down on it, and then this part is essentially what's gonna allow and keep contact with the processor on that. All right, so I'll show you guys what it looks like when it's done. I'm actually gonna do this one-handed, one to show you guys and also to stress just how gentle to be with this. Okay, triangle right there. We already designated again if we need to verify. Triangle top right, triangle top right. Okay, set this down very gently. It'll literally fit itself into place. Like, you can't do anything else. I'm applying pressure. It is just seated there. Okay, triangle, boom. Put this part down, give it what it needs, boom, and now your contact. So now when I apply the thermal paste and all that to put the CPU fan, that's gonna go on top right here. But see, triangle, triangle, correlation. It should go smooth. You should not have to force nothing or anything. Y'all, there was nothing that was heard when I did this. Y'all saw how smooth I did it, literally one-handed while I was recording with the other hand. So it should be that simple. And this goes going forward with every piece we install. It should just really be that simple. So next is what, my friend?
Thermal paste.
Next is the thermal paste. So we're just gonna complete the whole CPU part right here. So I'll come back to you guys on that in a bit. All right, so next thing, as my buddy said, is putting in the CPU fan. This is what took me forever to build this PC. I want you to know I bought all this shit and was ready to build this Black Friday weekend. And it took me over a month to get this freaking fan. By the time I got it, I just kind of lost the will to make it. I had stuff happen. I got depressed. I didn't want to do shit. And now I'm not there anymore. So Phantom Spirit 120. This is what we about to put on. As you see here, it says Intel 1700 socket support. So we have a LGA 1700, so this should work. The thermal paste should be in here, I hope. And then we're gonna apply that first, and then the fan will sit on top. So I'll show you guys what that looks like when it's done. Okay, I'm looking at the instruction manuals. Be mindful. Don't be like some people I know who use the other side where it's not in English. I'm not gonna say no names. You want to focus on, at least for me, I have the Intel stuff, so I'm gonna focus on getting the stuff in the bag that's Intel related. I don't have to worry about that because mine is it's a 1700. So I just have to worry about this and that. This, that, the pace, probably that nut, the clip, maybe. I'll see when I start piecing it together to see what I'll actually end up needing, but I just gotta focus on the stuff that either says Intel or 1700. So once I get it all separated, I'll see what I got. All right, so this is why we do these videos. This is why we do these tutorials. So hopefully it'll help you out. So in looking at the fan and what I need to do, if you look at this picture here, where's that? This one right here, it's actually instructing me that I have to put that bracket behind the motherboard so that I can give it threads so that the fan has something to screw down into and apply pressure. So I now have to unscrew the motherboard, which is not a big deal. It's just a 2-minute extra shit that I gotta do, but that's what I gotta do. I gotta unscrew the motherboard, put this bracket under it so that when it's under the motherboard and comes up, these are the threads that I can screw down into. So you guys will see what I mean once I adjust it. Okay, so this is what I meant. So I already took it out. Have I screwed anything yet? No. So it's under here. I don't want to completely lift it out right now because I don't want to risk it. But you essentially put it under there, and when it does, you'll see the brackets. The threads coming out. I have this one here just to make sure. It comes with like a little sticky like adhesive that you have to kind of take so that it just, and give it some pressure so that it can kind of stay. But once you actually tie everything down and everything like that, it'll actually like squeeze up into the fan. As the fan's going down, that's going to get squeezed up, and then it'll just essentially sandwich and apply pressure into there. But just be mindful of that if you guys are using a CPU fan, like putting one in already or anything like that. Just check to see if you have to do something. That I would think the CPU fan is the only reason that you'd have to go in to do something like this, something extra. So that would be my suggestion. Just check out your CPU fan if you have to install it. See if it requires you to do something in the motherboard before the motherboard is installed. I should have listened to my buddy because he actually said the same thing. So yeah, just a quick recommendation. So right now I'm going to continue going with what I need to do, which I'll find out right now, which I assume has to be screwing in these studs like there. Right now what I got to do real quick though is screw back in the motherboard, and then I'll go ahead and add these. These are double threaded, so I'm threading into one side on this screw, and then you can see there I have available thread, and then I'm going to be screwing down into that as well. So, and these are knurled as well, just so you know. That's what they look like. Looks like a little Monopoly piece. All right, so we're going with this steps. All the steps that we need to do are just off of this alone, so this is pretty easy. The wiring part will come later, but in terms of how it's mounting, it's just this whole little page. So I was right. This part definitely goes behind the motherboard. You can even notice it there because here it's showing you like RAM sticks, and there you can see it upside down as well. So boom. So yeah, M is these little threads that I just finished putting on all four. That's what that image was on that one. So then these are the mounts. That'll be those brackets right there, and then I think I is the actual screw that will screw that in, that will screw into that. And from the looks of it, it looks like the parts that have a bend to it will go in towards it, so they'll be facing each other, I guess, like so probably. I don't know, I'll see once I mount it how it fits, but that's the next step. Then the thermal paste, apparently a good pea-sized glop from what my buddy told me, so that when you put pressure on it, it'll just evenly, like, think of it like an explosion, and when it drops, you just get that boom. It's gonna go like, fuck that. Have y'all seen Naruto? Shinra Tensei on the city? Like that. It's just gonna go boom. Just like that. And then we just screw this down to make sure it's legit, and then connect it after. So let's get to this. Okay, so post this part, boom. So this bracket will sit on top of these. Just make sure these curved ends go in towards the processor on both of them. You put the screws in that go in. Once they tighten, when you I just seen a video right now how they do this. You'll spin this part off. They do 9 glops. 3, 3, 3. And then they'll come to the fan, or sorry, to like this part, the heatsink part, and then this will get put in like so. And then the screws that are there will go into that, and you just screw that part down, boom, like so. So, and then this does have a peel. Alright, sorry. it does legit say please peel off label before you use it. So make sure you do that before you sandwich this shit. And I'm gonna show y'all what the glops look like real quick. Actually, I'll see if I can do it one-handed. Okay. One-handed. Just gotta know how much pressure I need. Yo. One little glop.
Are you recording right now?
Yeah, two little glops. Damn, I'm trying to add this thermal paste, but this shit's a little bitch. There we go. Third glop. This is not going as smoothly as I wished it would have. Do I just need more glop? Get the fuck off me. There you go. Jesus. I'm gonna have to continue this without the camera, but you can see 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'll show you when it's done. Alright, that's what I could do to the best of my ability, and that shit is kind of shitty. A little trick, you're probably better off like actually have the point of the syringe making contact, squeeze, give it a good little ball, and then like lift. Once it's got like a good little solid ball, it'll kind of like loop itself off. But that's as best as I could have done that one right now. So the next part will be taking this part off. Like I said, peel that part off, and then that's gonna sit right on top of that. All right, y'all, CPU fan is in. Once you put the paste on and this goes on top, you have this one on this side and this one on, where's it at? That side. That need to get screwed down. Just go back and forth so that it applies pressure evenly. Once you do that, you'll get the fans. I have them because if I were to put one here, then it's going to run into the RAM. So obviously there's only going to be one in the middle, one to the side. It's going to push air out the back, so that would make sense to go that way. These little clips that came with it, they go here and here, left and right. Just be mindful that they got to go left and right. And all it does is, let me get some light in here. Boom. So this will, and be careful with the heat sink, please, because I cut the fuck out of my finger. I didn't even know, and I just started bleeding. So just be mindful. This thing just gouged right at me, but this will just hook in that way. Same thing on the other side. Once it does, try to have it as flush with this as possible, and this literally is just gonna snap itself into place. And then you're good. I might actually want that a little bit lower myself. Okay, there we go. And then you do the same thing for this one. So one will be in the middle, one will be in there. You are supposed to have a little bit of gap just so that air can flow through. Again, you don't want it on the side that the RAM is at. The thermal paste was applied beforehand, as you saw. Heat sink goes in, screw the two, put these two in. These two cables, you end up getting like a Y cable that comes with it.
And then,
Oh, my man Nardo. So that when you connect the two cables here, it'll feed itself into where it says CPU fan on the motherboard. That way you can have both of them will be connected here. They'll run power. They'll share power. They will share power here at this point. Boom. And that's where we're at right now. And now I'm accompanied by my other brother, Nardo. He's watching me do this, so take a break. No, I'm recording on my phone. I'll get you guys on the next step. Alright, I got more of my brothers have joined in here right now as I do the PC build. I just installed the solid state 1 terabyte. It literally just slides in like that at an angle. Once it actually sits in right, it'll actually kind of like swivel down. And then I just had a screw that I needed to add right there. That's what actually holds it down. You can see right now it doesn't move. You're good to go. So what's the next step after this? Probably the RAM, which is right here, which is gonna go there. Now, as you can see, I don't know how well you can tell with the camera, but they're actually two different colors. One looks like a gray, one looks like a black. So you just want to make sure that you use the same colors. I'm probably going to use the gray one, as my friend suggested, just because it'll give me a little bit more clearance with the fan, just to make sure I'm not touching nothing. So, yeah. Video. Okay. Alright, y'all. So the RAM is about to get installed right now. Like I said, I'm going to use the gray spots on the motherboard because it's going to give me clearance on the fan. You can only put this in one way. I was just checking it right now just to make sure. And if you try to orient it the other way, that little gap that you have right there is not going to orient itself properly. So you can't fuck it up. Just be gentle. Make sure when you press it in all the way, the ends part should just kind of close over like 90% of the way, and then you literally just need to thumb the rest of it to kind of just snap it in. And do that on both, or for however many RAM sticks you have. I have two, so I'm doing one here, skip that black one, and then the next one. You want to use colors, matching colors. So if you're doubting anything, just check your documentation that comes with your motherboard and your RAM or anything like that, and just be more concrete on what that says over what I'm saying. But for what I'm working with right now, I've already checked. It's going to be these two. And I got my brothers accompanying me on the build, and they're double checking to make sure I'm not fucking up either. So I'll keep y'all posted when the rest of this is done. At this point, it's just going to be this, the video card, and then the power supply at the end, and then just prettying everything up. Boom. And as you see here, RAM sticks are connected. See, it was a good idea to have that little gap. I think I would have been good already in terms of height clearance, but yeah, this freaking heatsink looks like a freaking Formula 1 manifold. It's crazy. Yeah, RAM sticks installed. Like I said, get it in the grays. It can only be oriented one way, so you're good. Slapped all the way down. At least with my motherboard, it was just this side at the bottom where my finger is right there. Those are the only side I had to worry about snapping in. Back in the days, it was both sides, but not anymore. So now I just got to figure out where the video card goes. And then we mount the power supply and pretty up all the wires, all that stuff. So look how big this fucking fan is. This shit makes this whole little area look like a city. All right, I oriented this around a little bit so I have a better angle. That was originally there. As I noticed, I had 3 slots. This one was closer. I moved it here, so it's by the fan and all that kind of stuff, where everything's just kind of air's moving, so it can just stay cool. This is the video card. We're talking about a GeForce RTX 4060. I'm just gonna figure out which one of these slots I'm gonna want it in, and then we're good to go. So I'll let y'all know it's gonna go in one of these slots. So I'll let you guys see what it looks like once it's installed. Alright, video card has been installed. Be mindful, so you will have to take these plates off in the back. For my video card, this one I had to take off 2, and then you can just reuse the screws to kind of give it the support again. So just be mindful of that. I was just trying to put in one and was fighting it and realized that it just needed the extra space. So these little plates here are what I'm talking about. They just came right out from there. Also be mindful here. There's like a, there it is, where's my finger? Right there. There's gonna be like an L-shaped kind of piece that needs to go right, it needs to like hook into there, and then it'll kind of snap itself into place once you're good. Give it the pressure from here, boom, tie it down. I had to kind of give it a little bit of love on this just to give it over here. Screwed it down, we were good to go. So that's the whole little part in a nutshell with the RAM right there. So at this point I just got to put in the power supply and then route all the wires, and that's it. Alright, so this is the power supply that I have in 850X, rated 8 plus gold. This one, I got this one because it was recommended, and 2, when I do future upgrades, Yeah, it should be able to hold up. Corsair, I used to work there. Plus, we used to use them when I used to work at another job where we required power supplies. So I do trust these. I gotta figure out where it's gotta go here first, and then how I'm just gonna route power to everything. Okay, standing up the case now. Had to take off the side so I could fit the power supply through here into there. That's gonna be my way to put this power supply, because you have no way through this way. There's nothing on the top here. You're not doing nothing with that. So
Thanks for the hills.
that's gonna be where it goes. Alright, so here's what we're looking like with the PC, kind of just how it's gonna be sitting and chilling. Power supply down there. This is from the back. That's gonna be from the front. So now it's just, I actually don't mind this part. It's just gonna be rerouting and the cleaning part up, because I actually like doing the part where it actually looks all clean. So we're gonna get to that part right now, and I want to integrate these parts so like the front buttons actually work. So I'm gonna take my time with that. That's gonna involve reading this and potentially this, the book for the case. So once everything's all done and done, I'll show you guys how I route it, where I did it, and all that kind of stuff. Alright, I got the whole PC connected now. I have everything feeding through this little opening here. It's just the cleanest way. Everything will go through there. Everything in the bottom here goes through here. Power trap my buddies are playing. So that's the power to the video card. I have it feeding through there. I connected this right here together, just so I might just zip tie that just to have it look cleaner. All that's feeding through there at the bottom. Those are all the cables that are coming from the chassis. For the buttons up there, they feed through the back, which let me see if I can give you some angle. Boom. So that's what the back looks like. So that's the back of the motherboard, like I showed you guys before. You're not in the angle, don't worry about it. So that's what everything looks like right here, tied up in the back. And then so I just gotta put the covering back up here, put the front, power it, and then put the operating system on. And that's it. That's pretty much the build. So I appreciate y'all for seeing this part. That's the build on the PC. Appreciate y'all. Peace.